Hey guys, Roger here, and about 2 weeks ago ASUS sent me the Zephyrus S GX531 gaming laptop, and some accessories to check out too. Now this is a great looking laptop, and we'll come back to it in just a moment, but in this smart looking box you'll get all of the usual paperwork, some really cool metallic ROG stickers, and there's even an ROG keyring. Also included is of course the power adapter, and I did also receive the Strix Impact gaming mouse and the Cerberus headset as well, which has been great with good audio quality, and the mic is good too. So the Zephyrus S has a very interesting design, and the first thing you'll notice is the large area above the keyboard, and that houses 2 fans to keep it cool. Now the specs of the laptop are very good, and this model has a 6-core i7 processor, 16GB of RAM, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 graphics, and a Full HD IPS display with a 100% sRGB colour gamut, and a refresh rate of 144Hz with a 3 millisecond response time. It also has a lot of USB ports and 4K HDMI out too, which means you can connect pretty much anything you might need. At first, I wasn't sure how I felt about the design of this laptop. That large area above the keyboard has one job, and that's to help keep everything cool. It does actually appear to work really well though, and the airflow on the Zephyrus S is probably the best I've seen on a laptop. There are 2 front-facing speakers just below the display, and I've found that they work really well in that position while you're playing a game, for example. They're nice and loud with a decent amount of bass too, but most of the time I've spent using this laptop, well, I've been wearing a headset. Now the Zephyrus S is also the world's thinnest gaming laptop at 15.75mm thick, and the bezels around the display are also very thin, which I absolutely love. On the left hand side of the laptop you'll find the power connector, the USB Type-C and 2 USB 3.1 ports, and also the headphone and mic combo socket. On the right hand side there's another USB Type-C and USB 3.1 port, and on the back, which is of course the best place for it, you'll find the HDMI output socket. It did take me a while to get used to the keyboard, and that's because the keys are very close to the edge of the laptop, but after using it for a few hours I didn't find that to be an issue. The keys look awesome with that RGB lighting, which you can of course control, and I like having the page up and down buttons above the trackpad on the right hand side. There's also a button to turn on and off the number pad, which is cleverly built into that trackpad. Something else that I think is very clever is the way the laptop rises up a little bit underneath when you open the display, and of course this all helps to keep it cool when the laptop is under load. So once I'd unboxed the laptop and run through the initial setup, Windows decided to do its usual updates, and I even had a BIOS update as well, but all of that happened automatically, and it all happened very quickly. I then installed a few games, including of course Fortnite, and I set everything as high as possible to see how the laptop would cope, and it did very well indeed. I played with 140 and also 200 frames per second, and I left the settings on Epic, and the laptop handled this really easily. I did have the cooling set to maximum, so the fans were a bit noisy, but even after playing with these settings for a good few hours, the performance has been excellent. I've used the external mouse that came in the bundle while gaming because I do find that much easier, but the keyboard has been great, and the more I've used it, the more I actually like the feel of the keys. The display is obviously another very important part of the overall experience, and that has been excellent too. As it has a refresh rate of 144Hz and a fast response time, gameplay really is very smooth. The display is also nice and bright, and the colours look good as well. Now I've played around a little bit with some of the ROG software, including Armoury Crate, and I like being able to keep an eye on things such as the CPU and the GPU, and if the fans do get a little bit noisy, in my case, it was easy to adjust the settings. With Armoury Crate open, I then connected one of my main displays and played like that for a while so I could keep an eye on the processor and the GPU, and This laptop handles everything just so smoothly. All of this power though means that the 4-cell 50 watt-hour battery will only give you about 3 or 4 hours of use, which is a real shame, so you will need to use the power adapter pretty much all of the time. I think the GX531 is a lovely looking gaming laptop with a very nice display, great performance, and it's really thin. ASUS have also just announced their new NVIDIA GeForce RTX Zephyrus range at CES, and as always, if you want to know more about this or any of those new models, I'll leave a link in the description below. A very big thanks to ASUS for sending this out for me to take a look at. I hope you enjoyed the video guys, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and please also consider subscribing to the channel so that you don't miss my next video, and I'll see you in the next one.